Five.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Wars from the Stars podcast, the podcast that gets completely disappointed by Lucasfilm each week that we talk about it. I am Candy, my fan, a.k.a. Alex. Here we have the host, Hammy Demand, a.k.a. Drew. Drew, how's your week going? We haven't talked in a long time.
Yeah,
it feels like it.
Yeah, my week's not great. I had 3 games. No, I've had a good week. I had 3 games this week, 3 days in a row. I actually have a doubleheader tomorrow. We lost all 3. I haven't performed well, so yeah. But I'm excited to talk about something positive.
Oh,
Star
yeah.
Wars.
I mean, this episode of The Bad Batch was really good. Like, I loved this episode. Which, hey,
I'm gonna say this. The only reason I think I enjoy it more is because of the Return of the Jedi tie-in it has. Well, kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
we'll
the
talk about
Rancor
it
was.
later.
I think the Rancor was probably the most enjoyable part of the episode. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, I mean, my
Okay.
first thought I will say about that Rancor was, oh my gosh, is that the Rancor from Return of the Jedi? But then I did a little bit of research, and it is not the same Rancor.
They're gonna retcon it. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna retcon it.
I don't know how you'd retcon that brown Rancor to be blue and brown, or green and brown. Was it blue?
Just say it was. And plus it's. I think. Bib Fortuna gives it to Jabba like 13 years, even before this event.
Yeah.
So. I don't know. I think it would make more sense.
Yeah. Cool tie-in.
Like a cool tie-in. It's really funny how, like, I thought about it after the episode. I'm like, oh, the Bad Batch literally just did a job for Jabba the Hutt. I'm like, that's...
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. And it had my least favorite Star Wars character, Bib Fortuna. Absolutely.
I don't know why you don't like Bib Fortuna that much.
I just don't. He always scared me as a child. Every time I see him in Return of the Jedi. Plus his line where he says, "They wanna wunga."
Dude, that's the best line in Star Wars.
They wanna wunga. I always laugh at that.
His best line in Star Wars by far is "McClunky."
Oh yeah, McClunky.
I loved it when he said it. Yes.
I was happy when he met his demise. That was.
When you said that, you might. I don't know if you saw my reply. But Ray's not in this episode.
Yeah. Oh my god. I think this week has been like just insane in general. We'll get to the J.J. Abrams stuff.
Oh my god. People are just overreacting the hell out of what he said. First of all, he dodged the question, which I found hilarious. I love that he dodged the question.
Plus, it really doesn't matter at this point. It happened. It's like
exactly. And I thought it was common knowledge at this point. But hey, I mean, here's the thing is, I would have liked, I know we're going to talk about the Bad Batch first, but to put some early thought into this, would we have liked a planned trilogy? Duh. But that's not what we got, so I'm not going to cry it over spilled milk or move milk, so what are you going to do about it?
So be it, yeah. We'll talk about it later, but I guess my overall thoughts on the episode, I thought it was better than last week's.
Miles better. Miles.
Yeah, I would say so. It wasn't better than episode 3, because of the crosshair dynamic. It was probably better than episode 2.
Man, I will say I am getting more and more annoyed that Crosshair's not showing up.
Well, here's the thing now.
That's why this episode got bogged down to an 8 for me. Is no Crosshair. They're not building the villain.
Oh, I was way lower than I was a 6.5. It's better than episode 4, but it's a 6.5. It doesn't. It's not. I mean, it's good. It's solid. It does its job, but it's. Yeah. Now I feel the same way you do. It's just Mandalorian and animation.
Yeah, and I was watching Element 7's reaction video to it. It's not a bad thing that they're following the formula. But it just doesn't feel original. One of the main things, as a sequel fan that I get is, the sequels were just rehashes of the original trilogy. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. One of the movies is. There are things that are like callbacks in episode 7 or 8 and 9. But dude, this is This is literally just
This is on the nose. Yeah, it's on the nose.
Quite literally. And, you know, I just don't want them to fall into the trap of not having ideas. And what they do is they resort to the Mandalorian. You know, we all say it. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's starting to break, and I really want them to go away from this.
Well, like I said a couple weeks ago, I think the audiences for this show is a little different. Obviously, animation geared more towards the younger audience. I think The Mandalorian is really the first Star Wars project. You can watch it as a kid, but it's definitely a little darker, a little
for older people.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure. It's for the but and again, the Clone Wars and Rebels are made for younger kids, and I love the Clone Wars especially.
Yeah.
But the Bad Batch to me had the hint of a dark show with Crosshair in episode 3, and in episode 1 there were some darker moments. They've gone away from that. I mean, I know the season finale and the ending is probably going to be great. I'm guessing that, but we got to get there at some point. And I feel like I'm wasting my time getting up at 3 a.m. Like, because I get up.
Which let me to put to that point, 2 things, because I agree with that. I've stopped my 3 a.m. alarms. If I'll wake up and I'll watch the episode whenever. And to also that point earlier that you said, you know, I've been watching The Flash on Netflix. I finally opened a Netflix account. And I can already tell just from this first season that the finale for the first season is going to be a huge bang. But for a lot of the show, it has just been a lot of just show. There's not a whole lot there, and that's what I think the Bad Batch has fallen into. Stuff's happening, but it's kind of like because the script says so, not because the story needs it. Like, I can tell you this. The Bad Batch, if it continues on the current trajectory of how each episode is, can guarantee you can shave off at least half of the season. If it stays how it is. Which it sucks, because I really liked the first episode and got, really bummed out by the second. So that's just me.
Yeah. My take on it is I love the first episode. Second episode I even like. I like it more than you because I'm a huge Clone Wars fan. Cutler Quane was great. Episode 3 I really enjoyed because of the Crosshair and the Cameron Owens aspect. And to me, it has become very clear that the show is at its weakest when it focuses on the main cast, which is kind of concerning to me. Now, listen, I like Hunter and Omega. Hunter has slowly become one of my favorite clones. Omega was really good in this episode. I don't know.
Oh, I loved Omega.
Really good in this episode. I don't think she's Force sensitive or anything, but I definitely think she picks up on stuff quick. She's very intuitive. I really think she has all the abilities of the Bad Batch.
Wait, to that, I mean, we see her, like, I guess earlier on one of the other episodes, she became an official member of the squad, but she now is a part on the comm chatter.
Right.
So now she is quite literally a member, which I felt so sad because it was Crosshair's comm that she took.
Yeah.
Which, again, I wish we would have got to see Crosshair, so that could have been even worse, but we didn't. Which, again, it's like, the show, it's getting concerning. I mean, it's to the point, dude. I think High School Musical is honestly becoming more interesting than the show.
That's a hot take. That's a really hot take.
Dude, it's just like, look, I love the Bad Batch, you keep saying I'm not a big Clone Wars fan. I love the Clone Wars.
Okay, but you're not as big as a fan. I'm just saying.
No, I know. But I'm just saying, like, coming off of, say, Star Wars Clone Wars Season 7, dude,
this isn't even close. This is not even close.
I feel like I'm Hawkeye when I say not a fan, because this show, dude, like, to its credit, to this show's credit, it's Star Wars. We're getting more Star Wars. Is there much to complain about? No. However, is there room to critique? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry, but this show is just to me, it's not what I wanted it to be. So I'm gonna go out early and say that this show's just not for me.
That's fine.
And that's the thing, is that's not a bad thing. It's just, let's see, we have 11 upcoming Star Wars projects, including the Bad Batch. One's
like
a
something.
miss. One's a miss.
You'll like something.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, or yeah. So Mando season 3 coming along, I'll probably like that. Book of Boba Fett, I'll probably like that. But
now listen, I differ from you. Yeah, I differ from you. I still enjoy the show. I still enjoy seeing the clones, seeing the aftermath of the Clone Wars. Yeah, sure. Would I like better episodes? Yeah, of course. But I watched all of the Clone Wars, and I acknowledge that a lot of the episodes there are filler. But I don't mind it. Like, this was fun, enjoyable, like, cool. It was just cool. Like, you see.
Yeah, it was a fun little episode.
Right. And obviously, I do disagree, though, with you slightly. I think this episode sets up a lot. It sets up Fennec. Even more, right? We've established that the Bad Batch knows who Fennec is. She wasn't hired by the Guild. She was hired by a private, I don't know the terminology they use, but by a private person.
Say, I was really stoked that we have a Mandalorian tie-in, other than Fennec. Like, the Guild, I was really, like, I don't know why, but I popped really, really, like, excitingly, like, oh my god, a Mandalorian tie-in.
Right, yeah, the Guild. We have established Crosshair as a villain. So we have two villains.
Have we established Crosshair as a villain?
Well, we have, but we should get more of them. And we have introduced a third character, which we can segue into now, who I think is more interested than just on face value, Sid.
Yes.
She is very compelling. If you go back and look at that episode, she has a lot of interesting antiques. Obviously, she has a Wookiee carpet. Obviously, Trandoshans hunt down Wookiees. She has multiple clone helmets. And if you look in the background, you know how Boba Fett has that white Mandalorian helmet?
Yeah.
You know what? There was a model of that in the background.
Look at that.
Now listen, Luke, and it's different than Boba's helmet in season 7 or not season 7, in that unfinished episode of the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe young Boba Fett. Again, I'm not a big fan of young Boba Fett. I love the Clone Wars, but I could go without him. But this would be a teenage Boba Fett.
Yeah,
which would be cool.
Which, if we go with that logic, that would also explain the dent in the helmet. Because as far as we know, Beskar is basically impenetrable. It can't break. We know that there are certain rifles that can heat Beskar up enough to melting temperature at range. But there has to be some sort of good reason how the dent happened. But, I was thinking about it since we're talking about this. What if it was just explained that Boba got the dent in his helmet because the little thing that they were forging the helmet in while it was cooling, like someone bumped into it, and it's an elbow, like little dent, like they bumped into it. It's like, oh no. I was just thinking, could we see young Boba Fett? I know you're not a fan of it, which sucks because you know what? You say you're a clone fan and you don't like one of the clones. I see how it is.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. But I guess that's fair. No, but a teenage Boba Fett, I wouldn't mind seeing. I think it's just an Easter egg. I really don't think they're setting it up.
Kind of like the hand in the Vader comics.
We're not going there.
No, that's. I'm telling you, that is most likely. If you know, you know.
We're not touching that.
Yes, we are. We should.
I'm not getting it. You're gonna get us in trouble, man. You're gonna get us in trouble here.
I'm gonna get you in trouble. Only.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something stupid about the sequels. Say something stupid, and then I'm gonna get reamed on TikTok.
Did you hold on? Wait, no. I'll ask you when we're done with this.
Okay. I totally lost. Oh, she has Jango Fett's blasters, which is really weird.
It was really interesting when I remember seeing them. I was like, "That's weird." Did she go to Geonosis and just pick him
And
up?
you know who I think the Jedi is that she did business with?
I think it was Anakin or Ahsoka.
Maybe, but I also think she had some relation to Count Dooku
That'd be interesting, but
because Count Dooku was there on Geonosis.
hmm.
Or maybe I could be reading too much into it, and Boba just gave the blasters to her. I don't
I
know.
I find that weird because my whole thing is Boba uses them in the Clone Wars. Like we see him use
Right.
them. So it's like, why would he get rid of them? Because oh my god, I just choked on air. Um, we
Oh yeah.
see that Boba is like pretty defensive about his armor. Like he's weirdly defensive because when he had an open opportunity to go kill Cobb Vanth and get the armor back, he didn't. But
Right.
I mean, obviously that could be attributed. Like Mando said, I was just thinking about that argument that we had on here. Well, not even argument, but like talking point of
Right.
why didn't he just like go and just take the armor back? Well, it's because Mando straight up said it when Boba and him had that encounter in the tragedy. I'm the one with Beskar on,
Right.
so it's like it's probably why. But yeah, I don't know. I found the Easter egg of the Westar. I think they're 35s or 34s.
I have no clue. That's stuff you probably. I have no clue.
I'm almost certain they're 35s, but
Yeah.
I don't think Boba would get rid of them. Now, then again, you know, they're 34s.
He
But
wouldn't leave his armor for 5 years.
yeah, I don't see Jane or Boba getting rid of them. Maybe I haven't watched the arc with him and like when he had them in forever. Maybe they got knocked out of his hand. I don't remember. But again, I probably just think a lot of the stuff in
Just an Easter egg.
in Sid's place, just Easter eggs. Like if you know, you know.
But it would be cool if it set up Boba Fett.
Yeah, I really want to see Boba Fett in the show.
Because I feel like it would make sense. And another interesting thing. Somebody said, or actually shout out to Star Wars Theory on this. He said that maybe Boba knew Fennec already somehow.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's why I think he had so much like.
But Boba is a kid at this point. Boba is 14. 14.
Mm-hmm. This takes place.
Oh no, he's
13.
17.
13. No. Yeah, 13. No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he was made before the clones that we see in what's it called, Attack of the Clones. So yeah.
No.
I'm trying to think.
No, that would be 10 years. And
10?
then 3 years. So I think he is like 13 or 14, right?
He's unaltered, so he ages normally. So
no, right, yeah, he's 13 or 14 years old.
But we see him as like a 7-year-old in Attack of the Clones.
Oh,
so that's why I'm like getting thrown for a loop because.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I totally blanked on that. Yeah.
So because he's unaltered, he ages like a normal person.
Right.
Well, for safety, we'll call him like 18.
Yeah, it would make sense that Boba knew about this job but hired Fennec.
Yeah, because he'd be of age. Like in Clone Wars, he's probably like 15 or so, 15, 16.
Right.
So, which, another thing is like, until like season 6 and 7, time in the Clone Wars is pretty muddy.
Right.
Because the thing
we just know it's a 3-year gap. That's all we really know.
Like another thing that a lot of people from who don't really understand the Clone Wars is a lot of these battles that we see are just the end of the battle. Like a lot of these battles would happen for like a year straight.
Some months, yeah.
Yes, like
my Gito was like a full year. Like
yes, it was a long battle. Which I mean, it's not something that's like a make or break for the show, but it's like it's a huge thing that like that just went to go show how big the war truly was. That a lot of these battles were pretty long. So Boba. Man, I'm gonna say Boba Fett was probably like 16 in the Clone Wars, but again, we'll say 18 for safety because for all we know, he could have been like 10 years old in Attack of the Clones.
Maybe Boba heard about the job and he doesn't want to do it for the Kaminoans. Maybe it's the Kaminoans, but Boba doesn't want to do it, so he's like, "Fennec, you do it." Because Boba, even as a kid, didn't want to kill clones, right? He doesn't kill pawns in that
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because he's a kid. I'm not sure, but it would make sense that Boba doesn't want to kill somebody who looks like his dad. I don't know.
I mean,
I think it'd be a pretty interesting concept to explore, like Boba, like having to either hunt down the Bad Batch or work with them. That'd be an interesting concept to explore.
What something that I would like to see is maybe have Boba hunt them down, and then like him and Hunter get into like a scrap, and he knocks Hunter's helmet off, and he sees that they're clones. Because we know for a lot of the Empire, they do not tell people their jobs, like what they're doing. They don't know why they're doing it. They know what they're after, and they know that they're going to get paid. So, I don't know. I think Boba being in the Bad Batch would be really, really cool, though. Either with or against the Bad Batch.
Because it kind of sets... It doesn't directly set up, but if he's in Season 1, it kind of sets up his show, I guess, right? Book of Boba Fett.
Sure.
Yeah, but I guess to continue with this episode, I think Sid is a very interesting character.
Sid's going to betray the Bad Batch.
You think so?
Early prediction, I think Sid will betray the Bad Batch. I think Tarkin's probably going to get wind that they were in contact with Sid, and she's probably going to...
because Sid had contact with the Republic, as we know, and yes. Yeah. I could see that.
So that's just an early prediction I'm having.
Right, because Sid at the end of the episode's like, I can keep a secret, and she gives like a weird look.
Yeah.
I will say also, Ord Mantell, I think that's the first time we see it. Is that the first?
Oh, Ord Mantell. Ord Mantell has the best planet history. It was changed so much in Legends, bro. There was no actual way to think about Ord Mantell. So, for a brief history of Ord Mantell, it was first mentioned in Empire Strikes Back
right.
that Han wanted to leave the rebellion because of the bounty hunter they encountered on Ord Mantell. So, people had written stories about the encounter on Ord Mantell that changed Han's mind. But then someone else wrote about it. And then someone else wrote about it. And then the person changed. And then Ord Mantell changed. So this is the first ever like canon look of Ord Mantell.
It looks cool. I like it.
I really like how Ord Mantell looks. I'm a big, big fan of it.
And I guess we could kind of now... So, prediction, we think Sid is going to betray the Bad Batch at some point. Do we think the Bad Batch go back to do some more work?
I really don't want them to. Really don't. Why not?
Want them. Oh, because well,
the Mandalorian. Look, all I know is the show's already running into it again. They need to go do something. Or no. Here, let me give it a better one. We need to go do this, but we need to go do this first. So we need to go hunt someone else down so they can help us. But they need something, so we're gonna go help them, and then we can get our intel. But then our intel is gonna go lead us to go need something else. So we're gonna go to this other person. So we're going in circles, you know. I was working on a video.
So Sid is the Grief Karga of this show.
Yeah. I'm working on a video for TikTok about how Luke Skywalker, before the sequels, doesn't complete his hero's journey, and how the sequels add on so much to the hero's journey to him.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? The hero's journey reminds me a lot of The Mandalorian. Because, dude, it's a circle, and he has all of these things that he goes to. Like, it's... Oh, poor Mando and his storytelling. I one day hope Dave gets a little more creative with these stories. Like, sorry...
Do not disrespect Dave.
Do not do this. Dave Filoni.
Do not do this.
Bash him. But dude, I'm sorry. Are you really trying to say that?
Well, Dave's not writing these. You know that, right? He's just overseeing.
But like I said last time, Dave is in charge. These decisions
Do
go
not
through
blame this
Dave.
on Dave. You do not blame this on Mr. Filoni.
I have to. Okay, he's
Okay.
responsible. Look,
What if the
I mean-
book of Boba Fett is about Boba Fett taking on a child? How would you feel about that?
I'll die. I'll die. Honestly, dude, Dave Filoni, rewrite the script and make it that. Make it about Grogu. Make it about Grogu. That's who Boba Fett is having to protect. For some reason, not Din Djarin, but Boba Fett and Fennec Shand.
That'd be interesting. Okay, I guess we could talk about the Zeigerians now. I think the Zeigerians, I love that arc in the Clone Wars. I think they're very interesting characters, right?
Oh,
They're
yeah,
kind of
interesting
like
arc.
they're kind of like the third faction in Star Wars. Like they have a big, well, not as big of an empire, but they still run the slave trade, pretty much. And I love how
I also like in this episode. Sorry to cut you off there, but I also like how when Wrecker like acts out, he's like, "We could always move on without one slave." Like just so nonchalant, like, what's one less?
yeah, and Echo. It's so funny because Echo's just like he's got that like how every single 501st clone has. They're almost like Anakin in that sense. They all have the same personality. Like, damn, I really don't want to make money for this. Like Echo's just like this, just like scummy.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Echo. I don't know. I think it was Echo. And this episode was like, under the jurisdiction of the Republic, slavery was outlawed.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's just like, dude. You've been on the run.
You know, you know what I was thinking about when he said that? I was thinking, Echo, the Republic is so like last week. Like you gotta get in the, you gotta get with
the Empire's the move, man.
Yeah, bro, it's it's the move.
But I would like to see what happens to the Zeigerians because the Empire definitely would not. Palpatine would definitely not put up with that. Well, maybe
is that we don't know much about the Zeigerians past the Clone Wars. We're getting into them now. I don't remember. Did the leader of them die in this episode? I don't remember him dying.
I don't know. I feel like it was just a one-off type of thing that we see him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, look, you know how I am about this show. I thought
Hunter's fight with the lead one was good.
I thought it was too. I also like how he kind of like just powerhouse that the little whip.
Well, it kind of reminds me of Iron Man 2, where Whiplash wraps around Tony Stark, and he outsmarts him.
Yeah, which you know, I was thinking about you know, all that stuff that happened in the episode, especially that part. I was like, you know what? That made Obi-Wan and all of them look like a bunch of bitches because they were like, oh, it hurts so bad.
Okay, listen, Anakin literally had like 30 on him. Do not even slander him.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, Hunter took it like a beast. He was like,
well, Hunter had armor on and stuff, so I don't.
He's a Jedi. You know,
okay.
I'll use the TikTok reason why Anakin could just get. He's the chosen one.
Oh Jesus, let's not.
That clearly solves every single one of Anakin's problems. He's the chosen one. Come on now.
Why can't he fly in space by himself? He's the chosen one. Shouldn't he be able to? No.
Come on, man.
Okay,
Maybe
and I guess
he's not a Star Wars fan because obviously he's the chosen one. He can. That's why Anakin's so good because he's the chosen.
And I guess the final part of this episode we could get into is well, I guess Wrecker's chip is still going off. We got him banging his head.
Yeah,
we got him talking about his. Okay.
Oh, this show.
I love it. No, listen. Oh my god.
No, here's the thing. I love how they made that as a plot line. Like, oh my god, Hunter's like chip. It might go off. Then they dropped it for an episode.
Yeah, they dropped it for a full episode. Yeah.
Then it came back randomly.
No, but I think and I love how they're building the relationship too between Wrecker and Omega. Like Omega goes up to Sid. It's like, you're Sid. I know for a fact you're Sid. And then Sid's like, you're the smartest one out of them all. And Wrecker's like, good
High
job, buddy.
five. It's like,
And
good job.
and yeah, it's just gonna be sad when he turns. But I think when he turns, he's with Rex in the trailer, right? He is. I think he's gonna turn for a slight bit, and that's when Echo's like, "Oh, we gotta find Rex,"
Well,
and then Rex helps him off.
Here's the thing: is how are they going to show his turn? With Crosshair, it makes sense because Crosshair started shooting at the Jedi or Kanan. How are they going to show that with this? Are they going to come and lead with the Jedi at this time?
Maybe that like they get well. I think something similar happens like in season 7 of the Clone Wars, where like they realize that Rex is not following orders. Mm-hmm. Oh, good point, because there was a Jedi there involved. I don't know. Maybe he just starts like Wrecker just wants to kill like everybody. I don't know.
Like, here's the thing. Like, could you imagine him? Like, dude, if that chip activated.
By the way, if Wrecker's chip activates and he has to fight all the Bad Batch, there's no way he loses. Absolutely not.
Here's the thing, though. To me, you know what that's like? When Wanda like did the mind thing to Bruce Banner, and he went mad. Bro, what if that's what happens? What if the chip like makes him go crazy and he has to fight everyone, dude? Like he just goes on a killing rampage.
I could see that happening.
Like, you know, that would turn the show around for me. That would turn the show around.
But I think Rex is the character they need to
well, probably
get the ships out.
What? Because here's the other thing: is another dropped plot line was the thing Tech was using or making for the inhibitor chips to see if they were active or not.
I don't want to say drop plot line because we're only 5 episodes in. Give the show a break, man. Come on now. It seems like you're a little too harsh on this.
Dude, I'm sorry. My standards after watching Marvel are just so high.
No, it's not even that. It's like you're not even giving the show a chance to breathe, man. Like, let it breathe a little bit.
Dude, I'm just using everyone's fair assessment of the sequel trilogy after The Force Awakens, that clearly it's bad and that they just need to retcon it. The World Between Worlds will get rid of it. Everything will be okay.
Don't even mention the World Between Worlds. That's dumb. I'm not even... I don't like it.
All I'm saying is Star Wars could have time travel if they
I'm going to kick you off. I'm going to kick you off.
If they use the Marvel branch timeline theory and they actually do it right.
Time travel in Star Wars, and no.
No, they need it. Hold on. They also need someone in a metal suit of armor that can fly, but he goes by Beskar, man. I'm telling you something Star Wars needs is a Beskar shield. They need it, dude.
Okay. Mando season 3. Hey, Jon Favreau.
I don't care. I don't care if they if they give it a big callback and have this as the back design.
Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, listen to my friend Alex here.
We need a Beskar shield. And look, we know from the Clone Wars, Embo's helmet physics are the physics of Captain America's shield. Like, those physics that Embo has were way before Captain America. So, just saying that we could easily have a Beskar shield, and I don't know why we don't have it.
Mando season 3.
Which, another thing I was thinking about when on that line of thought is, why don't they just line armor with Beskar? So Black Panther, how he has like a vibranium, like I don't even know how to describe it. Like
energy, like kinetic energy.
No, not that. Yeah. Like the weaving, like it's Beskar or vibranium weave.
Yeah.
So it's not like metal. Like if you were to like have like a little arm to go here, it's.
I just don't think you could do it with Beskar. That's the explanation.
I think you could. I mean, if you can make armor out of Beskar, you can make a little bit of weaving out of it. Okay.
Maybe. But to get back into this episode, I think Omega, this was her best episode. She was great.
By far.
She was funny. I think she was funny.
And
she was funny
she got her weapon. And she got her weapon, which I'm so excited.
The bow staff, very cool. Very exciting.
Which I can't wait because I think in the next episode, we're going to get a little bit of a training montage. What? Oh, she becomes Hawkeye. Which, like, I don't know. Do they need arrows for those things?
I know. I was really confused. I'm like, I think it works just like a gun, almost. Like it's just like you just pull it.
Like maybe like the arrows go into it and it just like automatically reloads.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I know we saw her fire in the trailer.
By the way, we did see how Echo puts his helmet on because you had a question about that.
I did. I saw that it kind of like enlarged and like shrunk around him. I was like, ooh. Dude, Echo's helmet, dude. I know. I don't talk about it much on here, but I'm into 3D printing, and when I want to 3D print Echo's helmet, he's the one clone who's like, right now, I would drop everything that I'm doing to make his helmet.
He's the one clone if he dies in the show or Hunter that I will be sad because Echo.
I'm now about that for Echo just because of how his helmet works.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We literally had Echo appear in the 5th episode. Actually, coincidentally, the 5th episode of the Clone Wars, and now he starts to care about the character. About I don't know, 13 years later.
Yeah, about one show and 5 episodes later.
Yeah, that's when he starts to care, when he notices how he puts his helmet on. That's the only reason he cares.
Cool.
Not because he lost all of his brothers and how he was tortured on a planet. And by the way,
they were all meant to die. So
by the way, he was captured in this episode. I really wish they went to that plot point of like he should have PTSD.
Why does he not have that? We see like little glimpses of it.
Listen, I'm starting to notice it too. Tech and Echo were like virtually the same thing.
Yeah, they're saying. Like, look, okay.
So Tech needs to die.
Not Tech. Echo needs to. But
okay, I won't watch the show.
I'm just joking. I honestly don't want any of them to die. If you want like a little bit of honesty here, but
Crosshair can.
No, Crosshair needs to be redeemed.
Crosshair's the second worst character in Star Wars, behind Bib Fortuna.
I'll throw this at you. Don't you ever disrespect Crosshair like that again.
Crosshair's the second worst character in Star Wars.
We all know the worst character is Anakin Skywalker, followed by Luke Skywalker.
This is a follow-up video. Obviously, if you're seeing the podcast on YouTube, you could kind of tell that Alex was kind of out at the end, which is very unfortunate. We didn't get to our other topics. We apologize for that. I wanted to get this out on Saturday night, so I recorded this video after to tell you that his audio glitches out, and we couldn't finish the podcast last night, unfortunately, and we can't do it tonight, so I'm editing right now. Just wanted to let you all know. Go follow our TikTok at Wars in the Stars. Go follow Alex on TikTok at Candy in My Van, and go follow me on TikTok at Hammy D Man. So yeah, we will be back next Friday on my Twitch at Hammy the Man, and we will be here on Saturday. The podcast will be here on Saturday at the same time. So go and check that out.